yo, 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 yo. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Just fix my stuff. There we go. How you guys doing? Are you in fear? I am here, never fear. By the way, who can tell me what movie is the quote from? Never fear, I is here. He gets my love. Ah, good coffee. Hope you're doing well, guys. I did notice there is some a little bit fear in the market that this might be the top. So, you know, Bart pattern, you know, some people are like, hey man, you know, Bart pattern. Could it be the Bart pattern? Could it be the Bart pattern? I don't know. Elsie says the Bride Princess. No, unfortunately it's not. The quote, never fear, I is here, is from the movie Hackers. From 19 something or 2000, I don't know. Hackers, yeah, there we go, Bazooka Dude. It is Hackers. And if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you see the movie. Do you know who is in the movie? Angelina Jolie. This is before she got famous. Short hair. You should definitely watch the movie. You know, you know, how can I watch the movie? You know, it's Hackers, it's Angelina Jolie, it's like all the good stuff, Definitely, 100% watch the movie. Never fear, I is here. So if you're into computers and stuff like that, you know, 1990s, you know, vibe, it is good movie. It is very, very good movie. You should definitely. There is actually, I mean, there is a couple of movies that are called Hackers, but this one with Angelina Jolie is really, really good. Hope everybody's doing well, guys. Been a while. You know, I gotta tell you, man, charts bore me. Like, I'm looking at charts every day. I'm still looking at charts every single day. But, you know, it's just so boring. I'm gonna show you some lines. You know, everybody's drawing this line over here. And that's not the line. That's not the line. So I'm here to show you the line, guys. I'm here to show you the line. He's definitely late. I followed you since COVID. Well, it's good that you're back, man. You know. Yeah, that might be the sign, you know, this is the top, so I don't know if I'm gonna be glad about that or not. But I'm glad you're here. The top is near, the late adopter is here. Good one, man, good one. Good time to Bada and Link. I know, that was in 2021. Right now, you know, both Cardano and Ada is, you know, far up. You know, down here was the good time to buy. I mean, up here, I mean, it's still good time to buy, but, you know, it's not down here, you know. And same thing goes for Link. Where is my Link? Am I gonna look for Link? If I don't see the Link right now, I'm gonna just... There is Link. There we go. You know, down here, a good time to buy. Up here, I'm not quite sure. Maybe. I don't know. Hence the name. I'm gonna show you the line, guys. I'm gonna show you the line. And once you see the line, you're gonna understand everything. What's up, the beauty? My man. How you doing? We still hodling that Cardano? All in Dodge 07, just like 2021. I'm gonna show you something on Dodge chart. I got some Dodge, so you know, I do follow Dodge. Gotta follow Dodge, you know. Elon Musk has Dodge, I has Dodge, you has Dodge. You know, we gotta follow what's happening with Dodge. Where is Dodge? Here is Dodge. Minus 5% today. Doesn't matter. This to me seems like, you know, parabolic move. I don't know about you, but to me it seems like a parabolic move. I don't know about you, it seems like parabolic move. And I'm expecting something like this over here, right? You know, people think that parabolic moves, you know, they go, you know, something like this towards upside. But when it comes to meme coins, Dogecoin and stuff like that, you know, they go like this. You know, straight line up. That's just how these things work. Edward Too Good, what's up, man? How you doing? Up only up. Although Princess Bride is fantastic move as well. I don't know if I've seen it. The name doesn't resonate with my movie not perception, my movie preference. Unfortunately. So you wanna see the line? Never fear, for I is here. This is not the line. A lot of people drawing this line, they're looking at the line. Line is definitely broken if you draw the line like this, but this is not the line, guys. This is not the line. And I'm also gonna show you something very interesting on the moving averages, but this is not the line, guys. This is not the line. So where is the line? What line are we talking about? And the line goes over here, down here. That's the line, guys. That is the line. That is definitely not the line. Exactly. Let me show you something over here. Where is it? Somebody posted something not so long ago. Where is it? I just got a little bit up here. Can you just shoot? There we go. So somebody posted this over here on our Telegram chat, and you know, some guy says, you know, you see the line. That's the line everybody's drawing, right? It's breaking down, guys. And then there is this guy, Joel Dinkelman. Just draw a new line. And I'm like, yeah, I will Joel on this one. Because, you know, you just draw the new line. But this is definitely not the line. This is definitely... There are actually two lines. The one line goes over here, and the second line goes over here. So there are actually two lines over here, but he didn't see the first one. So he's just drawing this, you know, bad line. So if you invert the chart, you're gonna see it a little bit better. So if you consider a little bit more time frames over here, what he did over here is he pulled the line from bottom over here all the way up here. But this first trend actually ends up here. So this is the first trend, right? This over here is the first trend, and then the trend breaks, and then it continues inside this big trend. But this bigger trend up here starts over here. So the line goes over here, something like this over here. Maybe down here. Looks like over here. Maybe it's getting broken. I don't know. Small time frames look like getting broken. Bigger time frames, definitely not, because over here we pull it over here, somewhere, not up here, down here. There we go. If you put the line over here, it doesn't, you know, if the thing is, this has to be correct line, right? So this over here has to be correct line, because look how nice over here, you know, these support actually holds. It looks very, very nice. But if you do something like this over here, towards the upside over here, it kind of just doesn't work. It kind of just doesn't work. So my theory is the line is down here, guys. The line is down there, give or take. It is nice line. It is nice line. I don't know about you, I think it's very, very nice line. That said, and now let's explore this line a little bit more. We're gonna put it over here, something like this. Let's just expand over here to make it a little bit nicer. Now, if this is the line, look at this over here. Look at this over here. It kind of just works, right? It kind of just works. Look at his bottoms over here. It kind of just like, not only that, we can expand the line even more. It works. I mean, it is beautiful line, right? That is the channel line. That is the official line. Look at his stops over here, man. It kind of just works. It kind of just works. Stops, 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 bottom, bottom, bottoms. A really, really nice support level of that. That is the line. That is the line, man. That is exactly the line. So we like that. So, of course, the line is not broken. Everything is good and dandy, but people are in fear. Now, let me show you something else. The moving averages, guys. The moving averages. The moving average. You got a 200 moving average down here. That's the 200 moving average. And this over here, this yellow line, that's the 50 moving average. And the red line is the 20 moving average, and the white is the 10 moving average. Now we don't need the 10 moving average for this over here, so we're going to remove the 10 moving average. So we got a 20, 50, and 200. We don't even need a 200 moving average for this over here. These are the two lines, guys. These are the two lines. The two beautiful moving averages. 20 moving average, 50 moving average. What do you see on this over here? What we see that we are bouncing on the 50 moving average for the third time, right? So this over here is first, second, third time. And this gives us indication that we are just in one trend. Nothing has changed. We didn't increase the speed of the trend. We didn't increase the speed of the trend, but when the trend increases, that's when stuff happens. That's when, you know, stuff goes parabolically towards upside. That's when stuff goes fast. And oftentimes this happens, it bounces on 50, it bounces on the 50, it bounces on the 50, and then it no longer bounces on the 50, it bounces on the 20, you know, it starts bouncing on this line over here. Once it starts bouncing off this line, it increases the speed and goes faster. And I think we can see that over here previously, a little bit. This is a bigger time frame over here. But let me see over here. This is the 200 moving. Why is there still 200 moving average over here? There we go. Over here we bounced on the 50, went down, we held the 50, and then right over here, we bounced on the 20 moving average and just exploded towards upside, right? It is when you bounce on the 20 moving average that stuff starts happening, right? And over here we can actually even see the 10 moving average, and you'll see that it starts actually bouncing on the 10 moving average. It doesn't go even down to the 20, right? So it bounces, in the start, it bounces on the 50, it bounces on the 50, 20, and then it just starts, you know, bouncing on the 10 moving average over here all the way towards top. And once this, you know, starts getting broken, it's pretty much over, right? But the important thing here is when it starts bouncing, it's bouncing from bigger time frames to the smaller, and eventually it doesn't bounce anymore, right? And that's happening over here right now. We are bouncing on the 50, and right now, what I'm looking actually for the support up here, to bounce on the 20. It doesn't have to hit the 20 moving average, but the 20 is all the way down 108. Can it go down to 108? Can, but it can also stop over here. Dusty Day, how you doing, my man? So we are right now, I'm not looking down here at, you know, something like 94, 95, maybe down here at 99, 100k, you know, I'm not looking at, again, at bounce on the 50 moving average. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. What I'm looking over here right now is the bounce on the 20 moving average over here. Now it can go pretty fast. It can just, you know, start bouncing over here, and this will curve up a little bit, and you'll see eventually that it is actually sitting on the 20 moving average. Once you look at it, it doesn't have to go all the way down. There we got two levels of support on the weekly moving average, on the weekly time frame over here, and these two major levels of support. One is actually broken. That's down here at 114. You can see down here we actually broke that, and the second one is down here, right? And then you got, of course, the third and the fourth and fifth, and you know, you got a whole bunch of support levels on the downside. But the two most important right now for us over here, it's the 109. I'm a little bit unsure about 109 because this engulfing candle over here. So maybe we should not take that into account. Maybe this is more correct, but it's also engulfing, this engulfing over here. I don't know. Maybe it's down here at 105, give or take. Let's just say it's down here at 109, give or take. And you also see that you know, it's confirming really nicely with the 20 moving average, 109, 110, give or take. That's the you know, sweet spot over here, if it wants to bounce right there. But it can bounce right now. It can just bounce over here right now, and the 20 moving average won't be going here. So if this bounces fast towards upside over here, fast towards upside, the 20 moving average will you know, start doing this move towards upside over here. It won't do like this over here, it will go like over here towards upside. So what we are looking right now is over here, some kind of bounce over here, right back above the resistance level over here at 140, because this support level up here got broken. Right now we need to get right back above 10 moving average and the resistance level to invalidate that. So let's go to the small time frames to see what's actually happening up here. Everybody knows about Powell. Powell made a speech. He said a couple of words, couple of sentences, and then this happened, right? And when this happened, price started, you know, zigzagging towards the downside. Bam, bam, double bottom over here right now. And right now we are looking whether this is gonna break up here and go towards upside, which I think there is a very, very good high chance for that, because we are looking to bounce on that 20 moving average. We are looking to bounce right back up there above the support level on the weekly time frame. And this part over here, the reason the line goes over here, because this is a channel over here. I think I got this channel somewhere drawn over here. There is it. There is the channel on this chart over here. You'll see the channel over here. It goes towards downside over here. So we went and we were hugging this line on the bottom side. We came to the midline over here, exploded towards the top, tried to break it up here, and then right now pulling out. So right now we are holding this midline over here in this bigger channel, and right now we are still looking to bounce over here, get out of this channel and go towards the upside. Never fear for ICE here. But of course, there is always somebody, you know. I made yesterday a video about Ethereum going to, you know, 10k, 20k, whatever. And there is this guy in the comments, oh my god, it's dumping. And I said, literally in the video, I said, it can go down, there will be pullback, stuff like that, because it was long-term prediction. But no. People are too afraid, guys. People are too afraid. And I'm here to tell you, never fear, Fri is here. So, what am I doing? Well, I'm not watching the charts. Not so much. I'm doing my stuff. I'm making menus. I am making my game. I'm doing everything else besides panicking over this. And every single dump, people are really, really afraid. Because they cannot believe that we can go up. So people are talking about shorting. They are talking about, you know, how the bull market's over, this and that. There is no way you can go higher. But I don't see retail. Do you see retail? When was the last time retail was here? I don't know. It was a very, very long time. So I think it's about time that retail comes back and, you know, put some money into this. So I'm waiting for that to happen. Fortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately for us, hasn't happened just yet. Fear and greed index, long time since I've seen this chart over here. Right now, fear and greed are 47 neutral, greed, neutral, neutral. I think maybe we can go a little bit lower down to get these fear levels. Could happen. See up here, we are pulling down a little bit max over here. But we are not, you know, extreme greed, extreme greed up here. I mean, we came up to the 73 over here when we hit the top. So on the weekly time frame, once we hit this top over here, this was 73 over here. But 73 is not the top, guys. 73 is not the top, right? On top we go above 80, 90 up here towards these, you know, very, very high levels. This 2021, you know, previous bull market up here. Can we go to max? This is max. So over here, you know, these are kind of levels that we want to see. We want to see above 80, 90 levels. But this over here just came to 70, 80. 70, 80 doesn't create euphoria. You know, we got to go above 80, 80, 90 levels to create euphoria. Once euphoria is created, then it might be over. By the way, crypto bubbles. Saros, I don't know what that is. Hype that. Let's see weekly time frame. OKB, Morpho, 54%. OKB, 54%, man. Monthly. Wow, look at that, man. Why this thing go, you know, 100%? On daily, it's a little bit down because it did explode. Monthly winners, Aero, 50%, OKB, 280, Mint. Ethereum is up 25%. But yearly, SPX. Is this the S&P 500? I don't know. Maybe it's something else. 10,000. Saros 20. Maybe this is some kind of meme coin. I don't know what Saros is. What is Saros? Saros. Max C. Wow. The F happened to this, man. 50x. Look at the sell-off, man. Look at the sell. This is pretty much over, I think. That's pretty much over. So what is Bitcoin right now doing on the small time frames? Well, it's curving up here. If you invert the chart up here, it goes up here, explodes, and then does this move up here, curves, and then it goes down again. So I'm looking for this move up here. This is actually the same move that's been happening on a Bitcoin dominant chart. So if you go to Bitcoin dominance and invert chart normally over here, let's go a little bit bigger time frames. It's the same kind of move, right? You go up here, you explode, then you go up here, and then you over here break down. Or in this case, you know, do double top up here and then break down. Eventually you break down, right? Eventually you break down. That's the same thing. The same pattern. It's happening on Bitcoin chart right now. The same pattern. Literally on small time frames, of course, so it's gonna play out really, really fast. We can invert it up here, right? You got this move up here, big move towards the upside, and then you got this move up here, and then towards the downside. It is the same pattern. It's the same pattern. So that's what I'm looking for. Never fear, for I is here. And of course, Ethereum, there is no need to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is doing exceptionally well. I don't even know how to explain how well Ethereum is doing. Ethereum is doing actually very, very good. Ethereum versus Bitcoin up here, even this chart over here is actually exceptionally good. I think somebody posted something interesting over here. That's the same line. But yeah, somebody posted also in our Telegram chat. Where is our Telegram chat? Today. Yeah, somebody posted this chart over here. Somewhere it's the same Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, but you can see up here from the 2022 top over here, you know, right now we are breaking that level, and it is the same chart like we have over here. there are just too many lines, but you know, there is a top over here, there is tops over here, there is a line that goes something like this up here, and you can see right over here that we are actually breaking it towards upside. So technically speaking, Ethereum is doing exceptionally well. And if you look at Ethereum chart also, like it just looks very good. Like Ethereum chart is just awesome. Like we are, I thought maybe yesterday we're gonna hit 5K, but you know, we didn't hit 5K yesterday, we pulled back down, but you know, we managed to do all-time high on Ethereum yesterday, which was actually very, very good. I see my targets up here. There is 1720K targets towards upside. Don't mind the lines, there are just too many lines over here, but this nice one. Just clean up a couple of lines up here. Yeah, so 20K up here. This is from yesterday's video that I was looking at. Looks very, very nice. So something out of the ordinary. What is going to happen on the monthly time frame on DXY, guys? What is going to happen on the monthly time frame DXY? I think there is a very good chance that monthly is going to break below this line. This is a multi-year line. This is a 10-year line, guys. This is a 10-year trend. Goes all the way from 2008 over here bottom. It's been climbing, and right now it sits down there on that support level. Let me add the 200 moving average up here to see where that is. The 200 moving average has been just declining on DXY all the way, but we've been rising since 2008, and right now we are looking for this actually to break towards downside over here. If DXY breaks towards downside, there is no other way for Bitcoin to go than up. Literally no other way to go. We still got 6 days left. Is it 6 days left? Yeah, 1 week left. Next Monday, it's over for weekly candle, and we are looking for this move towards upside. But if you're just looking at this part over here, this looks like exhaustion pattern to me. This looks like exhaustion pattern. So the price goes down, exhausting, and then it might actually bounce over here. But it might be a small bounce depending on how this actually plays out, and then go towards the downside. So we might see small bounce before the move down, but overall this, you know, bigger time frames up here, this looks like it's gonna go down. It might take a little while because this, of course, 10-year chart, more than 10 year, almost 20-year chart, 18-year chart, something like that, 2008 to 2025, 16 years, 17-year chart. So, but eventually this is gonna break down. This breaks down, Bitcoin goes up, life is good and dandy, no more problems. So that's it. The question is, will the stock market continue towards upside? I don't see any tops just yet, guys. I don't see any tops. Oftentimes when it comes to stock market, at least you got something like this over here. You got, you know, you don't have these kind of moves over here, but you get a slow curvature over here, you know, so this might take a little while. If it starts doing like this, there is a very good chance it might fall down. But right now, in the next couple of months, this doesn't look like it's just going to drop down over here immediately. You know, this sharp drop over here happen when something, some kind of event happens, something unexpected happens. Oftentimes, very oftentimes, it is very curvature that we are looking at, right? Curvatures are actually important, but over here there is no curvature just yet. It hasn't been even created up here yet, so you know there is very good chance for this to continue towards the upside. I also did read something on X from some guy about stagnation. You know, you got inflation, you got deflation, you got stagnation. So stagnation is coming, they're gonna lower the interest rate while inflation is going up, and that's giving you some inflation, and that means that assets are the king and everything else is not. So if that is the case, assets are the king, DXY goes down, that means stock market is gonna perform even higher towards the upside. So anybody who says that the stock market is dead or anything like that, nah, it doesn't look to me like that. Not on the chart, not in theory. Everything is good and dandy. Don't fall for the FUD, guys. There is so much FUD all around. Double top, 120 top, this kind of top, you gotta go down, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Nah, there is no top, guys. There is no top. Not yet. Not yet, no top. The same thing goes for the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones. I don't see nothing out of the ordinary. Not only that, this monthly candle up here is extremely bullish, because you see over here the doji up here. You see this doji, this inverted doji down here with, I don't know, gravestone doji. This is not gravestone doji, this is firefly doji. I don't know what this kind of doji is called. Regardless, this is a bearish doji. It should have gone down. The fact that it's going up, it's extremely bullish. So anytime you got any kind of bearish pattern that breaks bullishly, it's extremely bullish. This extremely bullish is telling me right now that the next candles up here are gonna go towards upside. Now how high up and stuff like that, I don't know. But it does look very bullish. So stock markets looks good. DXY looks bad. Maybe some kind of pump before this DXY goes down. Bitcoin, you saw the lines, Ethereum looking exceptionally well, and Dogecoin, did you see that parabolic move that I drew? It looks like a parabolic move to me, guys. It looks like a parabolic move is coming for Dogecoin. If that comes for Dogecoin, if Dogecoin goes past $1, do you know what that's gonna do for all of the meme coins? Everything's gonna explode. If meme coins explode, retail gets back into the space. If retail gets back, everything goes to the moon. That's the theory. Enjoy the day, guys. It is nice and sunny outside. Nothing is happening. We are just waiting for big moves. You know, Bitcoin is recovering a little bit over here. It might take a little bit while. Ethereum was also, you know, fell down, but if you look at a weekly time frame, did nothing. It just went down to 10-20 moving average, like literally nothing. From time to time, there will be a video, so hit you know, like button, hit the subscribe button, even though you're only 18 guys here, and those 18 guys are gonna make it. Thank you for stopping by, guys. I'm gonna go do my stuff. I don't know. I'm making a, you know, TCG game. So, yeah, you know, I got stuff to do. I'll see you around, guys. Take care. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by, Edward. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.